hell, let's start with Angel. Let's start with Angel because I haven't watched this yet, and I want to see it. I want to see it. Oh, here we go, right here. Angel's Law, an unstoppable force in motion, stays in motion, especially in the paint. Your team's about to learn physics the hard way. The team is 9-30. Oh, but the sky is...
The WNBA's most hyped up star is learning the hard truth. Flashy confidence and raw talent don't always equal greatness. Angel Reese now finds herself stuck in a nightmare, trapped on a Chicago Sky squad, collapsing by the day, sinking just as quickly as her crashing shooting percentage.
The Sky fans are blaming Tyler Marsh for Angel Reese losing the game at the free throw line and ruining the Chicago Sky's chances of really cutting the lead down to 1 and giving themselves a chance to keep playing and try to get an upset in Phoenix. Angel played a hell of a game, 15 points, 20 rebounds. We cannot poo-poo that. You definitely balled, but we got to get to this controversy. She choked the game away at the free throw line, and the fans are blaming.
What was expected to be a breakout sophomore season has unraveled into a disaster. Personal highlights can't cover up constant team struggles, and the so-called franchise savior is quickly realizing that no amount of stat padding can erase the sting of sitting at the bottom of the standings.
What? Excuse me? Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. WNBA media is so desperate to make Angel Reese a huge star. Their level of desperation is so high. They want you to accept her so badly that they're actively celebrating failure?
The Chicago Sky are limping through the season with a brutal 9-30 record, firmly cementing themselves among the league's bottom feeders. With only the struggling Connecticut Sun keeping them from dead last, the Sky have managed to turn Angel Reese's second year into a painful showcase of how dysfunction at the top can drag down everything on the court.
Go.
Warning, the following footage contains an unstoppable force.
The pass, stolen, Angel Reese.
A force in the paint.
This is what Angel does so well.
A force on the boards.
One of the most prolific rebounders our game has ever seen.
A force all over the court. Angel Reese is a force, and your team is a very movable object. Viewer discretion is advised.
That's just Angel being Angel.
Welcome to the W.
Come on now. You know that's false advertising. Y'all false advertising. Where's all the missed layups at? Where's all the offensive rebounds that get put back?
Hard to believe this is the same franchise that hoisted a championship trophy just 4 years ago, yet now it's been labeled by fellow WNBA players as the league's worst run operation. When your peers openly brand your team a full-blown disaster, it's clear the situation has slipped far past repair.
Chicago Sky fans blaming Tyler Marsh for Angel Reese missing a free throw at the end of this game to keep the Chicago Sky within striking distance versus the Phoenix Mercury. She asked, do I miss this free throw or do I make it? The fans are saying that Tyler Marsh told her to miss this free throw. Tyler Marsh said the complete opposite. He threw her all the way under the bus. Let's stop playing games. He threw her all the way.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Angel Reese's patience in Chicago appears to have snapped, and insiders say she's already weighing her options to get out. The signs were there when she dropped a cryptic message about teammates possibly being moved, writing, "We might not all be together next year. Trades could happen." But the biggest clue came when she hinted on social media, "P.S. Making decisions for yourself is a freeing feeling." That doesn't sound like loyalty. It sounds like a player who's mentally checked out and quietly mapping her exit plan.
Dykes put out an Instagram post and she ended it with like, "P.S. It was something along the lines of like, "P.S. taking things into your own hands." So basically she made it clear she wanted out, like that she either asked for a trade or demanded a trade. However, if you guys didn't see it, the end of it was like, obviously it was something like that. Angel Reese, heavy on the PS. Like, it does make it sound like, I mean this makes it sound like she is.
The dynamic between Angel Reese and the coaching staff has unraveled so badly that even basic respect seems to be gone. Head coach Tyler Marsh, who stepped into an already messy situation, has repeatedly found himself stuck trying to manage a player who looks more invested in building her brand than chasing wins. Reports claim Reese has openly pushed back during timeouts, with one viral moment showing her smacking a clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands in the middle of a critical huddle. When your attention shifts from the game to your social media clout, it's clear you've completely lost sight of what matters.
So Angel Reese, the most toxic player in all of basketball, is out here slapping clipboards out of her coaching staff's hand because she's so mad her team committed a foul in the crunch after she shot 15 free throws this game. This is the lowest of the low disrespect that you can show to your coaching staff. She trying to get y'all locked in, worried about the next play, and you so toxic with your terrible, awful attitude that you slap the clipboard out of her hand. Why do you guys hate Angel Reese so much? The Angel Reese hate is so forced.
Perhaps even worse are the rumblings of fractured relationships inside the locker room. Signs keep piling up that Angel Reese's Chicago teammates have grown weary of her behavior. During games, there have been multiple moments where Sky players flat out refuse to feed her in the post, sometimes even letting the shot clock expire rather than give her the ball. The tension became impossible to ignore when veteran Elizabeth Williams, seated right next to Reese, publicly stressed the importance of taking care of possessions. It was a not-so-subtle shot at Reese's league-worst 4.7 turnovers per game, and proof that the chemistry in Chicago has reached a breaking point.
But just think about what Cynthia Cooper just said. She can't celebrate Angel Reese's accomplishments on the court because they don't exist. She can't celebrate the Chicago Bravado because they're arguably the worst team in the league. So WNBA media is trying to elevate Angel Reese and her dozens of aliases by complimenting her attitude? I don't give a shit.
The pattern is impossible to ignore. Just like in college, when Angel Reese bolted from Maryland to LSU the moment adversity struck, she seems to be running the same playbook in the pros. Critics have even started calling her the Queen of Quit, pointing to the mysterious back injury that surfaced right as Chicago's season collapsed. She's missed key games during the most pivotal stretch, with the team offering no clear timeline for her return. When your supposed franchise star is labeled day-to-day for weeks on end with an injury no one can explain, it begins to look less like rehab and more like a calculated disappearance. But here's where it gets interesting. What happens if Reese actually tries to force her way out of Chicago and discovers her market value isn't anywhere near what she believes? The hard truth is her production doesn't scream franchise cornerstone. She's putting up 14.6 points and 12.6 rebounds, but shooting just 44.4% from the floor. Even worse, her turnovers have nearly doubled, and advanced metrics show the Sky perform better when she's off the floor. Those aren't the kind of stats that spark a bidding war. They're the kind that make general managers think twice before even picking up the phone.
I have a take on Angel Reese that I'm sure will trigger a bunch of people.
Let's hear your take.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit.
Man, as much as I want to disagree with Jason, man, but I gotta admit, I think you're right.
The reality check waiting for Angel Reese is going to hit harder than any box out. After 2 years of buying into her own hype, league insiders say her trade value is far from straightforward. Yes, she's an elite rebounder and serviceable on defense, but her offensive flaws are glaring, and she's still locked into a rookie deal for 3 more seasons. The contract isn't the biggest obstacle, though. The real issue is her attitude and the baggage that comes with it. Front offices aren't eager to give up assets for a player who folds when adversity hits, especially one that drags drama and social media noise along with her. The uncomfortable truth? Reese's individual numbers haven't translated into team success, and smart executives see that. The Sky are 1-10 without her this season, but only marginally better when she's on the floor. If your presence doesn't meaningfully move the win column, you're not a franchise cornerstone. You're just padding stats. And in a league where roster spots are limited and salary cap space is gold, no GM is racing to acquire a player best known for grabbing rebounds off her own missed shots.
Angel Reese got a double-double in the Chicago Chicago Sky, of course, celebrated said double-double. They lost 79-69. But my goodness, that didn't stop them, of course, from putting out this tweet right here. Player of the game. I mean, last time I checked, player of the games are usually for the winning squad, of which nobody on their team was part of. But they put this out, player of the game. And as you can imagine, people did point out that...
Picture this. Angel Reese demands a trade, and the Chicago Sky actually agree to move her. The question is, who's lining up to pay real value for a player who's already proven she'll walk away when things get tough? Contending teams won't risk adding a locker room headache, and rebuilding franchises aren't eager to take on costly distractions. The truth is, the market for difficult players is always small, and it shrinks to almost nothing when those players don't truly elevate their teams. Reese may soon realize her options aren't nearly as wide as she thinks. The harshest part of all this is what it reveals about her professional approach. Instead of embracing Chicago's struggles as a chance to grow, lead, and raise her game, she's chosen the easy road, shifting blame and searching for an escape hatch. Champions don't abandon ship when the seas get rough. They take the wheel and steer through the storm. But time and again, Reese has shown that when adversity hits, her instinct is to run, not fight.
Angel, just in terms of the league base, you're in 11th in the table. The Mystics are ahead of you by 7 games. How much is the target to reel in Washington?
What do the Mystics got to do anything?
Thank you, everyone. It'll be next.
The coaching chaos in Chicago has reached laughable levels, with the Sky burning through 4 head coaches in just 3 seasons. While the instability didn't start with Angel Reese, her struggles to establish positive relationships with the staff have only fueled the dysfunction. The firing of Teresa Weatherspoon, the very coach who pushed to bring Reese to Chicago, should have served as a wake-up call about accountability and organizational standards. Instead, Reese's emotional reaction on social media made it clear she took the move personally rather than professionally, once again proving she values relationships over results. General Manager Jeff Pagliocca hasn't minced words either, making it clear the team needs far more from Reese and that key parts of her game simply haven't developed. When your own front office is openly questioning both your production and growth, it's a sign that patience is nearly gone. The Sky poured significant resources into building around Reese, yet the return has been underwhelming at best. No franchise wants to admit they missed on a top draft pick, but eventually, the evidence speaks for itself.
And last year when the Sky drafted Angel at number 7, they traded the swap rights to their 2026 first rounder to the Lynx in exchange for the number 7 pick. And then this past draft, they go back to the Minnesota Lynx and they get the number 11 pick from the Lynx in exchange for their 2026 pick outright. Now this is insane, obviously, because the Minnesota Lynx were literally never gonna draft Angel. I think that was pretty clear on that night too. And then it's like, girl, did you think that you were gonna be a better team than Connecticut, Jeff? Why did you think it was a wise idea to give away the swap?
The gap between Angel Reese and the league's other rising stars couldn't be more obvious or more humiliating. While players like Caitlin Clark keep rewriting record books and lifting their teams through equal, if not greater, adversity, Reese has consistently faltered when challenges arise. Clark has faced relentless physical play, non-stop media attention, and the crushing weight of expectations, yet she's stayed focused on growth and professionalism. Reese, on the other hand, leans into her flaws as trademarks and spends her energy sparring on social media, even with teammates. The contrast in maturity and mindset is impossible to ignore. What might be most revealing, though, is the silence surrounding Reese's potential availability. In a league where stars almost never hit the market, you'd expect a frenzy if a supposed franchise cornerstone were even rumored to be on the move. Instead, the reaction has been subdued, a clear signal that across the WNBA, Reese isn't viewed as the transformative talent she thinks she is. Smart executives know that bringing her in means inheriting the baggage that comes with her, attitude and approach to the game.
You just never know. You just never know what's in players' minds, but this is what it seems like. That's the conclusion. That's the conclusion her own fans have jumped to that she wants out of Chicago. She said, P.S. Making decisions for yourself is a liberating feeling. And to be honest, it could be anything. It could literally just be her saying making decisions for yourself is a liberating feeling. It could have nothing to do with basketball. It could have to do with life. It could have to do with life, but it does. A lot of people are making the point that it sounds like she wants out of Chicago, and
the Chicago Sky's reaction to Angel Reese's rumored desire to move on has been just as revealing as her own behavior. Instead of scrambling to reshape the roster or bending over backward to keep her happy, the organization has stayed focused on developing the pieces already in place. That alone signals they may have already accepted the reality that their so-called franchise star isn't the solution they once believed. When a team begins planning for the future without centering around its supposed cornerstone, it usually means they've realized that player was never truly capable of carrying a franchise.
You guys were down, plus Angel had the and one opportunity. In that moment, was that a decision to have her miss, or just what was the thinking there in that scenario?
No, she asked if we wanted her to miss. I told her to make it. It would have only been a 1 or 2 point game. It'd been a one possession game anyway. So no, she just missed the free throw. It happens. So no.
She just missed the free throw. See that like y'all cannot just accept the fact the girl had a good game, 15 and 20, but when it mattered the most, she smoked it. She jagged it at the free throw line. It happens.
The great irony in all of this is that Angel Reese might eventually get exactly what she's pushing for, only to realize it's not what she truly wanted. If she forces her way out of Chicago, she could land on a team with less spotlight, fewer marketing opportunities, and far greater expectations to deliver wins. The grass isn't always greener, especially when the real issue isn't the circumstances around you, but the limitations you bring to the court. The WNBA is evolving quickly, with front offices becoming sharper at evaluating who actually moves the needle when it comes to winning. And in this new landscape, Reese's style of play, heavy on personal stats but light on team impact, is losing value, not gaining it. As Chicago continues its slide down the standings, Reese is standing at a career crossroads. She can either embrace the challenge of lifting a struggling franchise and grow into the kind of leader and professional cornerstone the Sky hoped she would become, or keep chasing the path of least resistance, blaming others and searching for easier situations. Whichever road she chooses won't just shape her next season, it will define her entire legacy.
Ever since y'all drafted the worst basketball player of all time, y'all have missed the playoffs for 2 seasons in a row, man. Because the goofy-ass slob, all she cares about is stat padding, so her stupid-ass fan base just talks about her numbers. She doesn't play winning basketball. She's a fucking goofy, and this is all y'all gonna ever deal with, man. Being eliminated from the playoffs, goof.
The tough truth for Angel Reese is that her threats to walk away from Chicago might not carry as much weight as she believes. The market for her talent may not be nearly as strong as she imagines. Sure, her rebounding numbers and online following keep her in the headlines, but those things don't win games, and winning is the only currency that really matters to professional franchises. If Reese does manage to leave, she may find out that being the star attraction in Chicago was actually the best situation she could ask for. In a different setting, her on-court limitations and off-court attitude could become even bigger liabilities. Chicago's spot at the bottom of the standings isn't just about a struggling roster, it's a reflection of whether Reese has what it takes to be the kind of player a championship team can truly build around. And right now, that answer doesn't look promising. She might not be ready to face that verdict, but make no mistake, the rest of the WNBA is watching closely and taking notes.